This is a concept brought to reality, guys. Wonderful interior of the Volkswagen ID Buzz Cargo, guys.
If there's a camper version available, grab it.
Yes, everyone. It is finally here. The Volkswagen Buzz. This is a really interesting model, guys, because this is a new chapter for Volkswagen. This is fully electric.
Very special moment because this has to be the first time we see Volkswagen bringing a concept car to reality. Now, this is a really big surprise to me in particular because I've seen all sorts of concept cars done by the Volkswagen Group, and majority of the times they never really follow their concept models. They tend to ignore their concept models. They do fancy concept models, but they just touch it briefly and then they move on to something conventional. About 10 years ago or so, Volkswagen had a concept car. I don't know what exactly its name was. It had strong resemblance to the Volkswagen ID Buzz, guys. The side view, the front view. It's very interesting what's going on about this, guys. Now, Volkswagen has brought it to reality. This has to be one of the best things Volkswagen has done. Playing revolutionary instead of always playing too evolutionary. This is really, really good. I'm proud of Volkswagen and also the environmental initiatives taken, guys. Now, let's get down to checking out this Volkswagen ID Buzz. Now everyone, this Volkswagen ID Buzz Cargo costs 66,000 euros. Is this good value for money or not? Well, we'll find out in a moment, guys. Let's get on with this review right now.
This is a concept brought to reality, guys. Wonderful. You see lots of references to various Volkswagen models, and I'm going to tell you all in a moment what I mean. But let's just take a moment and admire the view of it. This is the thing about the Volkswagen Group, is that their cars will always have references to historic models or current models or something that has relevance, guys. So over here at the front, we see some direct references to other ID models by Volkswagen. In fact, this is tradition of the ID models, and this also has some resemblance to the Volkswagen Up. In fact, the Volkswagen Up was the first model to have this sort of design, along with the Volkswagen Polo, and then as well as the Volkswagen Golf. So you have this simple front, simplicity which boasts technology. That's like the thing that goes on throughout the Volkswagen Group. That's evident with Audi as well. These headlights look like a direct reference to the Volkswagen Golf. But if you look at the figure, the front of the Volkswagen ID Buzz, it has some resemblance to the Volkswagen T1. Some spiritual looks, guys. It's something really interesting, guys, because the Volkswagen Transporters always had a big badge in the middle. Now we go to the side of the ID Buzz. The side is where things get even more interesting, because if you look at this area, the side seems to be more a reference to the T4 all the way to the T7, or I'd say T6, I think, because the side was all where the engine was at the front and everything, and then you have this sort of design on the side, very interesting, and then you have this continuous line that goes all the way to the back, traditional of Volkswagen. Do you notice this design right here, those three random lines? Many of you will be thinking these are just there for the aerodynamics, or these are just there for the looks. But I'll tell you all something very important. From the Volkswagen T1 all the way to the Volkswagen T3, the models were rear engined, which means the engine would give power to the back wheels, and the engine was located right at the back. So for the cooling system of the engine, this would be an air intake. And so now this left an identity. This is like a reminder, guys. Like, notice how the rear design goes like this. This kind of reminds me of what went on with the T3 in particular. I noticed that the T3 had a really interesting rear like this. So it's very cool. Like, from this angle, the first thing that comes to my mind is a T3. Very interesting, guys. And then it's very remarkable how Volkswagen has played it sharp edge, guys. So look at this angle. It looks like a direct reference to the T5 and to the T6. It looks like an evolution, guys, basically, of previous generations. So it's very cool. Design of the wheel is very good, guys. It looks like a direct reference to other ID models. In fact, all Volkswagen ID models have a thing for black alloys with shiny lines. Very interesting. Now, it doesn't seem to have a reference to other Volkswagen Transporter models. It's time to talk about the equipment, guys. So over here you get nice air vents right here. You get parking sensors at the front. You get a rear parking camera, guys. Rear parking sensors as well. And you do get a trailer hitch hook, guys. Although I wonder what is the towing capacity of this bad boy. You get a keyless entry, guys.
According to the description, you get an electric motor that powers the rear wheels, and you also get 150 kilowatts. Just about enough punch for some utility work for an electric van.
66,000 euros, guys, and I realized you do not get a 360-degree parking camera. I mentioned about the electric motor, guys. The electric motor powers the rear wheels. Because the electric motor powers the back wheels, the back space is not as much as I had expected for its price and segment, and so therefore you may have noticed that the floor is unusually higher than what you'd see in traditional vans or that of the Transporter. It's very good Volkswagen has tried. It's very good what they've tried, but again. Now let's take a look at the interior of the Volkswagen ID Buzz Cargo. Wonderful interior of the Volkswagen ID Buzz Cargo, guys. Looks very good. I love the presentation. Very welcoming, guys. This is the most Volkswagen thing ever, all right? The presentation right here. So you have black hard plastic combined with gray hard plastic, or sometimes it's light brown. It's really good how Volkswagen goes on about it. Now there's already something great and something questionable. The great thing I like is the presentation, but the questionable aspect I already noticed is 66,000 euros and you do not get electric seating adjustments. You get manual seating adjustments and fabric seats, guys. For 66,000 euros for a cargo van of this size and segment.
So interior of the Volkswagen ID4 Buzz, and I have to say, wow, it is so cool. It feels just like as if I'm in a Volkswagen Transporter of the 90s, 70s, and 80s. Well, I mean 90s, 80s, and 70s. Whatever, guys. You get the point. It's just so rich with identity. One of the most Volkswagen thing ever. It would have been way nicer if it was leather or something like Alcantara or such, but then hey, why not? I mean, for a cargo van, do you really need leather? You all be the judge, but then 66,000 euros, guys. Now, you get two armrests, one here and one right here, guys. Do you really need two armrests for a cargo van? Well, I mean, this would have been nicer for a camper version, but then, okay, why not? I mean, that's quite nice, quite pleasant. Now, presentation, guys. Volkswagen and basically rest of the Volkswagen group, they've gone down the path of simplicity. So, little to no physical buttons as much as possible. So throughout this interior there's not a single physical button. The only physical button you have is basically the window buttons, guys. Everything else is soft touch. So infotainment system with your climate controls right here, and your, well, driver mode, parking assist right here, climate right here, and everything media controls. Your air vents are right down there, and you do get cup holders and a little storage space down there. Wonderful, guys, wonderful. Okie dokes. And then you get your lighting controls right here. So again, simple. It's just exactly like what you'd see in Audi as well. And this is your transmission, guys. Now, Volkswagen ID models always have this sort of transmission. It's a really interesting system, and it's rather cozy. It's rather nice to use. So, you don't move it at all. Instead, you move it with your fingers, like this, guys. See? Like that. All right? That's how you move it. So, hands on the steering wheel, and then just move it like this. So it's very easy to use. This concept is really, really nice, guys. This steering wheel is rather pleasant. Now the feel is good, but it's not the best. That's all I can say, guys. The quality is good as it has to be, but then it's not really like, you know, like I've been in competitor models that offer squidgy steering wheels, guys, and this is not really
Yeah, but otherwise I like the presentation, guys. Piano black, window controls, mirror controls, and you get heated mirrors, by the way, guys. Wonderful. Now, handle right here looks very good. When it comes to practicality solutions, this is a cargo van, so practicality naturally is there. You get USB points right there, and then you get deep storage space right here. This could be for your telephone. Storage space right here. Storage space right here. Glove box right there. I don't know if this is supposed to be your cup holder or if this is just storage, but over here you get a well, what I think is supposed to be your central console storage, but otherwise it's just open, it's exposed. Over here you get storage space, guys, and then when you open the door, you get another storage space down there, but for some reason there doesn't seem to be a bottle holder. Well, at least I don't see any indication of a bottle holder. You get an additional storage space right here. Wonderful. A 12-volt socket right there, and a USB point right here.
So here's my conclusion of the Volkswagen ID4, guys. So one thing I have to say, it's that it's a very promising debut for Volkswagen, especially when it comes to electric utility vehicles, guys. New chapter for Volkswagen, rich identity, and I'm very, very proud of Volkswagen for what they did with this, and it's very impressive. But then at the same time, guys, I have mixed feelings about this Volkswagen ID buzz, guys. It's really... It feels as though Volkswagen either rushed or just... I don't know, guys. I just... It's something just doesn't feel... Something feels a bit incomplete. That's what I'm trying to look for, guys. The exterior was impressive, guys. I love the design of the exterior. Very good. But then by the laws of physics, I already spotted some questions, guys. The wheels are a bit too big. And this already eats up interior space at the front. Well, I don't know about the front. The front interior space is wonderful, but I'm thinking about the cargo space, guys. The cargo space is eaten up by the wheels. And then also, the cargo space is eaten up by the presence of the electric motor that's powering the back wheels.
Price of 66,000 euros. Is this Volkswagen ID Buzz good value for money or not? Well, I have to say, guys, that it all depends on what is your need for this Volkswagen ID Buzz. It's for professional use, like you have a business where you're going to buy a fleet of those. So basically 10 examples of this exact same bad boy. This is one of the best value for money vans you can afford because it's very nice and simple to use and it's easy to live with, guys. The interior had hard plastic everywhere, but this is a common practice in the world of utility vehicles. If ever you have interest in owning a Volkswagen ID Buzz privately, so for family use or for your personal use, guys, basically not for professional use, you can do so, but I have recommendations for you guys. First of all, pick the minibus version because that would be better value for money, seats in the back, and therefore more options present. Or pick the camper version if it will be available. If there's a camper version available, grab it. Go for it, guys. That is the one you want. This can be great value for money. This has potentials. It all depends on how you use it, guys. But my recommendation to you all is that if you want, try to buy it for professional purposes because that's where it seems to shine the most. If you want to buy it for private purposes, you have to watch out for value for money. So pay attention to the equipment present because Volkswagen, they like to charge you extra for extra equipment, but then at the same time, it pays off in long terms. The qualities are promising, undeniable, and I'm very proud of the identity Volkswagen has preserved. Now it all depends on how you choose to use your Volkswagen ID Buzz. But rest assured about one thing, guys, this will make for a very good family car if ever you get a minibus version, and this can be great memory for your summer holidays if ever you get a camper version, guys. And if you have a business where you need a fleet of cargo vans, this is a promising competitor, guys. Now, it depends what sort of cargo. If, let's say, you are doing logistics, for logistics purposes, this can be useful, but don't expect massive payload. This cannot carry massive payload, just like a combustion competitor. However, if we're talking about construction or maintenance, such as plumbing or roadside maintenance or construction, this can be a promising competitor because in the world of construction, you're not transporting goods from A to B. In the world of construction or maintenance or etc., you are using the van to transport equipment from A to B. And then this is where I come to the topic of defense purpose, maybe for security, police, military, fire department. This can also be a good competitor because here you're not transporting goods. Here you're transporting passengers, or you're going to be transporting equipment. You name it, guys. The Volkswagen ID Buzz will see the same level of use as the Volkswagen Transporter. Very promising, guys, but I don't see much purpose when it comes to logistics as much as they did used to have with the combustion engines. Now, you want my humble opinion of this Volkswagen ID Buzz? Oh, I know it! Guys, I love this Volkswagen ID Buzz. This has to be one of the most desirable Volkswagen ID models of today's generation, guys. And when I say desirable, I actually mean it. Rich identity, 0% emission, guys, and you get to have your job done. Now, this would be very ideal if you have a business, or if you have a family, go straight for the camper version if it's available, or go straight for the minibus version if it's available. And if value for money is your thing, you all be the judge. You decide. What is it that you really like and what is it that you really dislike? Speaking of likes and dislikes, please leave your comment in the comment section and let me know your thoughts of the Volkswagen ID Buzz. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos that are on the run, guys. And please let me know what are your thoughts of the Volkswagen ID Buzz.